bit, what is error and what is mistake. What is a habit? The word habit is often refers to a usual way of behaving or a tendency that someone has settled into. A behavior or a tendency that someone has settled into, that means it has a part of your activities, it has a part, it has been settled in your behavior. And if anything is settled into your behavior, that would be in your habit, that would be your behavior. As in good eating habits, in its oldest sense, however, habit means clothing habit and had nothing to do with the things a person does in a regular or repeated way. That means if an action becomes a part of your behavior, a person will be doing that things regularly and repeatedly. As I have been saying, that if you are punctual, in no way you will be late in class. That is, it has been part of your behavior. And you will be doing the things repeatedly. That means whatever may be the situation, you will be punctual. Whatever may be the situation, you will come on time, not in time, on time. Okay, that is behavior. That means a settled or a regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Another thing, it has a part of your behavior, and the habit and the behavior cannot be given up. You can't give up that habit. Gradually it has been patterned to your activities. That means you will be dealing. Sometimes we put hand in your head and start stretching. Okay. Sometimes you will be moving your hand in such a way at the time of your talking. কথা বলার সময় আপনি এমন ভাবে হাত ধরাচ্ছেন. It has been a part of your habit. And another thing is that you can't give up that habit. It is settled into your action and it is settled into your behavior. And mistake and error, that there is no difference according to linguists or other things. In applied linguistics, an error is an unintended deviation from the eminent rules of language. Unintended, that means you are not ready to make that mistake or the language rule. And language rule, and it is done by the language learner and variety made by a second language learner. That means error and mistake in case of the second language learner. Naturally, if anybody makes a mistake, okay, and next time he or she will be correcting that. কথা বলতে বলতে একটা কি হলো, oh sorry, I repeat once again. Okay, that means you are conscious that mistakenly you have pronounced a wrong words, or mistakenly you have done some mistake in your or error in your writing or something else, and next time you can correct this. That is mistake. But if you can't find the mistake, that whether if a learner has written a sentence, and if he or she can't find the mistake, what is the mistake of the sentence, he can only identify, and that is error. Okay, so mistake can be identified by the learner, that is, it is mistake and that is corrected, but that is the deviation of language rule, that you have made a mistake. But you have written 2 or 3 or 4 sentences, there are some mistake, but that mistake, or whether a mistake or not, you can identify. That can be error. It means you don't have that knowledge of the language which can help you to correct that mistake. But quite similar, that is mistake and error is quite similar. Okay, so mistake is done unintentionally, and error, actually the language learner does not know that it is a mistake. And what is the relationship with this error and mistake in case of second language learning theory? In 1950 decades, the behaviorist theory came up, which one of the first study of language learning directly and how people learn in general. And this theory was quite quickly adapted to SLA and henceforth to L2 teaching methodology. Okay, so in case of habit or behavior, if it has been a part of your regular activities or behavior, you can eradicate it, you can give up it. What is the linkage between second language learning and acquisition? In second language learning, if language learning becomes the part of your behavior, it will be spontaneously and you will be delivering that language without any interruption and without any mistakes, and you can pronounce or you can speak that word, you can write this word frequently. If the language learning or the language you are learning, the target language becomes a part of your behavior or habit. How language learning will be a part of your behavior? Through repetition, through exercise and through other things. Okay. So in 1950 decades, when habit and behavior had been talking in language learning, it is said that if language learning scenario become a part of your behavior, and it will be a common, frequent activities of the language delivery. Okay, that means you can frequently learn that. And actually, the history is derived from the audiolingualism and direct method. Okay, when America involved in Second World War, at the time they had been the necessity that they had to translate the other language, second language, other French language, or the other countries who had been involving in that war. So what did they do? You know the history. That is, actually they requested 56 US universities to develop a method. And what is the method? That is audiolingualism, and for this reason it is called army method. And what do they do? In army method, actually 8 hours a day and 6 days in a week and 4 weeks in a month. Every day they would drill 8 hours. And what kind of drill? That means in the target language. So doing such kind of drill, repetition and imitation, repetition and imitation, repetition and imitation, that language would be the part of their habit or behavior. That is the context of audiolingualism. So as audiolingualism, through repetition and drill, extensive drill, it would be a part of the learner's behavior and they will be learning the language. And at that juncture, this behaviorist theory came up. That is, through drill, through repetition, through imitation, drill, that means extensive drill. What I say, how habit is formed. If you do things frequently, repeatedly, then it would be a part of your behavior. As I have said, the punctuality, if it is a part of your behavior, then automatically you will be coming up on time. Okay, and vice versa. If the negative behavior become a part of your behavior, it will be bullying. So observing the pattern of language teaching and learning in audiolingualism, these psychologists, they came up with the idea of behaviorist theory. That means through drill and through practice and through imitation, second language acquisition will be a part of their behavior, and they will be speaking that language quite frequently and they will be writing that language quite frequently. That means the issue is that the language learning or the target language should be a part of your behavior. That is the key aspects of behaviorist language theory. Again, the behaviorist theory believes that infants learn oral language from their human role model through a process involving imitation. Infants learn language, observing their